Just as the intro started, Anthony, Mr. Greg popped up out of nowhere.
He scared me.
Yeah, Greg popped up out of nowhere as soon as as soon as the lightning bolt came through. There's Greg popped up in the background.
He felt the disturbance in the force.
Yeah.
I was waiting. I tried to go ahead and get a hold of him earlier, but there was no avail. So.
Well, we got out of that cemetery today, and then we went to grab something to eat, and I ended up having to use my cell phone for the podcast live because my other one I couldn't get it activated.
How did it go?
It went pretty good, I think. I was a little upset. Part of the live involved me cleaning off the rotors area because I don't know if it was a bolt of lightning or what, but the big tree right in front of them came down halfway up, and there's branches just the whole half of the tree was one part of it was leaning on another tree, the other part was on the ground around Gustav Stone and around the rotor stone. I couldn't even walk up to the grave, up to the stone.
That's too bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And you can tell that when they went to mow it, they mowed around that big mess of branches. Because within the branches, the grass is like 1.5 feet tall. And so no one's bothering to clean it up. And it kind of upset me a little bit. Because that tree is actually the heavy part of it's actually leaning on the tree next to it that's over their stones. They're like directly over their stones. So if that tree gives, it's going to take out half the cemetery because it'll be taking 2 trees down. And that one it's leaned up against is more than enough tall to reach the back of the cemetery. So it's going to be taking out a few of them.
Hey, did I say hi to Anthony?
No, Greg
Anthony, I'm sorry.
That's okay. What's
Didn't
up, Greg?
you hear me?
Good to see
Greg,
you.
I was like, man, Anthony, Greg came out of nowhere. We got Miss Irene in here, and Joanne Stewart, and Barbara's here.
Irene's here. Did you get Irene? And Teresa Hall.
Yep, Teresa.
Awesome. So what's Anthony been doing?
I've been hiding.
Oh, no, not again. Not since... since that podcast we did
I gotta
the other
hide.
night?
I gotta hide after every podcast now.
Well, I tell you, some of those people that were in that room that night, it was like, yeah, I could see why somebody would have to hide.
Yeah, I told Reggie, I said, man, I'll come on if we're gonna get in trouble because I ain't holding back anything anymore. So
hey, I'm out of that trouble business, man. I've been there way too long to go ahead and get in trouble anymore.
Yeah, now I'm looking to shake some trees and
we're
kick
not
them
really
down.
we're not really gonna get into no trouble though.
You got something really good to go ahead and shake them up?
Well, are you talking to Anthony?
Yeah.
Yeah, I always got
Let's do
something. Something on my mind. So I was telling Reggie, I said, what does he want to do? You want to get kick some doors in.
Whatever we got to do, go ahead. I'll be here.
What were we talking about, Reggie? Don't forgot.
You were talking about.
This is like a poker hand.
You didn't give any names, and I don't expect you to, but you were saying something about how people will try to infiltrate a group when they have bad intentions.
Oh, yeah. Dang, that sounds
good.
That's
what you were talking about.
Hey, man, I should say that for my podcast, man. God dang it. Giving all my good stuff away.
Oh.
Yeah.
That could be interesting. Hi, Pam.
Yeah.
Pam says hi to Anthony and Reggie and me.
Yeah, it's Pam.
Ward. Vanderplas. I've never seen half of those people there. If I have, I haven't been paying attention.
Yeah, I was talking to some of them today, earlier today.
Were you on? Have you been on since that podcast that night that we were?
No, I haven't. I haven't been on since then.
That was an awesome show. I think it. You do some amazing work.
Yeah, no, I haven't been on since then. I've been coming on kind of slowly back in. Like I said, I changed some things up and trying to go a different direction without just the typical paranormal podcast, talking about gadgets and everything else, There's plenty of people that talk about that, so yeah. Well, yeah, you know what? I'm actually going to have another podcast. I'm going to do mine Thursday.
Thursday?
Yeah, Thursday.
That'll be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Who's going to be on?
I'm going to be having one of the producers from the Haunted Hospitals on Travel Channel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the episodes that come on the Travel Channel. Yeah, I'm gonna have him on Thursday at 7:30 Central.
Okay, so you got to remember, then you're gonna have to protect yourself and your whole area there, because haunted hospitals, you never can tell.
Yeah, it's the one that comes on TV and on the Travel Channel.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna be having it.
It's a good. Did you watch it a lot?
I have seen it a couple of times, but like I said, I don't watch too much TV. If I do, I end up falling asleep.
So, what's your interest in having him on?
Just about, it's pretty cool. Like I've seen the stories, the people come on and they talk about that. I haven't had any experience. I haven't been in the hospital like that. Well, you know what? Actually, I did. I went to go when my wife was in there getting some. I think she was getting a biopsy done.
Yeah.
And I did. They had her on the lower, like the basement kind of the hospital, which is kind of like well, actually, the public doesn't go down there, but because my sister-in-law, she's a nurse also there, so she has a lot of access to everything. So I ended up going down there with them, and so when they were going to do the procedure, I had to leave. So I ended up walking off, and I ended up getting lost down there, and that's kind of like where also too where they keep the mortuary, I guess.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, it's a different vibe down there at the bottom of that hospital. It's one of our big regional hospitals that we have here, and yeah, it was pretty interesting. I think, man, this is pretty cool, man, to be here, at night or just anytime, to come in there. I would have loved to be able to go in there on my own like that, and so that was I can imagine what these people when they work there, go through.
You didn't happen to see what Len Dorman put down there, did you? Down in the comments.
I don't see him on there.
All the way down in the bottom.
Oh, okay.
SCARK.
Oh, okay, I see him.
Oh.
Yeah. And the Amazing Incredibles, the Immortal.
I wouldn't go that far, Len. But
now I'm always claiming to be immortal.
Well,
yeah, Reggie's immortal.
I try.
That's a tough thing to handle right there. Immortality.
Oh, it'd be great.
It would be great. No,
I mean,
no
you'd
doubt.
have your bad years and you'd have your good years, but every time you have bad years, it's just going to get good again. So it'd be all right.
I've thought about that because I've always been a vampire freak, I've always been into that vampire, just the way they look and the way they live, It seems pretty cool. Like, when I first watched Interview with the Vampire, I don't know if y'all seen that.
Yeah.
How they go through the eras of time, but I mean, the only thing that seems that is bad is, I mean, I mean, you're gonna outlive everyone. So you would, I mean, the movies make it look cool, but if you really were immortal, and then you would have to go through that. I mean, you would have to watch your kids grow up and die, and you would relive that every time, unless you just didn't get married anymore or have any kids, I guess. You know,
I don't know.
but then being a loner for 500 years, I mean, that
Well,
would,
I think if you were immortal, I think after you lost like 4 or 5 sets of families, you just get used to it.
I don't think so.
I think you would.
No,
I think you just get used to it.
no, I don't think.
What do you mean? You see your
But it
great
also
great great
depends
great
on
children.
how happy your life is going to be would also depend on what point of age you stopped aging at. Like if you're a little kid, you're immortal, but you're stuck as a child.
Yeah, like in that movie, that girl, the little girl, she was stuck as a child.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. If you're a teenager, or if you're 50, or if you're, that would make a difference.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to all of a sudden become immortal at 95, for example. Because then you stay however you were at 95.
Yeah.
Can you imagine it would be if you were just in your 40s? Well, 30, 37. How about that?
Anywhere between 35 and 55 would be cool.
I think
You'd be chasing, running around, chasing,
but I'm pretty sure you would get bored. I get bored now.
I'm never bored.
Chasing? No.
Yeah, I'm never bored, ever. There's entirely too much to do to get bored. Now, I might not ever get anything done, but I'm not bored because I'm sitting here trying to figure out what order to do something in.
Yeah, like Pam says, you would have to bite people just to have people with you so they can be there 300-400 years later.
That's if you're immortal because you're a vampire. But we're just talking about immortality in general. If you're a vampire, hell yeah, first thing I'd do is bite Christy. She's sitting behind me, Greg.
Never
Do you ever on the couch or behind the piano?
The couch. She was going to play the piano later.
That's a heck of a piano you got back there.
Yeah.
When did you buy that?
Oh man. You see how big our apartment got?
I'll tell you what. I don't know what happened. You weren't robbing banks or nothing, were you?
If I was, I wouldn't admit it on here.
Oh man. Be honest with us.
I don't know if I would want to bite my wife though, man, because that's really forever now, man.
Oh,
I agree.
She just said I agree.
Yeah,
but some wives, if they're in the room with Anthony, he'd be getting a smack about now.
You'd be going hubba bubba, hubba bubba.
Yeah, that's a little too long. It's already been long enough right now as it is.
I agree.
Oh my God. Not me. I'm not ready.
Yeah. I don't know.
You know when the end of the world's coming, if you ever get that out of me, okay, I'm ready to die now.
Well, you're gonna have to, so I can come hunt you.
You won't have to hunt.
No, all we have to go is go to St. Michael's Cemetery, and you'll be hanging around those tombstones.
No, That's the only reason why I'm not going nowhere. When I do go, I'm gonna run all over the planet messing with ghost hunters. I'm gonna be one of those guys that, if I don't like them, I'm gonna be like, I'm a demon.
I'm very, very sorry for everybody for that's about the third time I yawned and didn't cover my mouth. Oh God.
Nah, I think if I did that, I stay single for eternity.
I don't know. I think I'd fish all the time. I'd be fishing and actually doing spirit box work.
I had to quit fishing.
I
Oh,
think I would get
wait
bored.
do you hear this one? He's setting us up.
No,
Why-
no,
why did
no.
you-
This
why-
isn't. It's funny. It's not really a joke. I don't eat anything that's underwater anyway. I don't eat fish. I don't eat seafood. I don't eat any of that. And even if I did, I don't clean them. So I just throw them back. If somebody's with me that wants to keep one, I would give it to them. But so by my throwing them back, you know how pissed off I would be if there was a hook in my damn mouth and I got drug 100 feet and then I got thrown back in. All that pain I'm putting fish in for no good reason. I mean, that would be a bitch. What if God was sitting up there on a cloud fishing humans and he yanked you right up off the planet and reeled you in and you're alive and you're fighting. Yeah, that would just suck. So I don't want to. All souls are created equal, so I don't want to do that.
This is a whole brand new side of Reggie I've just seen.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that.
This is part of the new Reggie.
Yeah. I draw it out of him.
I don't kill them intentionally unless I'm going to eat them. The ones that I'd be going on shortly chasing are big fish, muskies. So that's just, they're such an amazing animal. So I don't kill them. I let them go.
There's some people that catch fish, and then when they catch them, they hit them over the head with a big bat.
No.
Yeah, see, and I can't see putting them in that pain.
No, I don't
even the
consider
hook
it,
in their mouth. I can't do it anymore.
well, I don't consider it really I don't know if they experience any pain. That mouth is there to catch things. Nine times out of 10, they're usually grabbing something that's going to be fighting them back, etc. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it is all relative.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah, that does make sense.
I just get them and beat them over the head. Yeah.
That's
geez.
okay. You see, Anthony, he's right. He gets right to the point.
Yeah.
Now, one
Unless
time
you're not with Anthony.
when I was younger, I went fishing. I had a 55-gallon aquarium, and I went fishing, and I brought home probably a half a dozen bluegill
There you go.
and put them in the 55-gallon. And so I had like the real wild fish, swimming in my tank. They were just as bad as piranha.
Have you seen my old videos? I had a couple of videos on that because that's exactly what I would do. And my grandkids would all come over and they would feed them.
Yeah.
And I had a 40. I didn't have a 55. I have a 40 now. I don't have any fish in it till I come back from my trip.
Yeah, we got huge tanks now, but it's for our bearded dragon. Yeah.
That's got to be an amazing thing there. And you guys feed them like kings anyway, those guys, right?
Oh, whether we fed him like a king or not, he eats like one. Fill that bowl up, boy. He eats a lot of dried mealworms.
Oh man, nothing like mealworms.
He got
On a
all
cold
chunky.
night.
Like he's a big boy now. He's compared to when we brought him home.
Cold night without a fire going, and then you get a big bowl of dried mealworms. Boy, I'll tell you. And then a cup of coffee afterwards.
Are you saying you eat mealworms?
No, I was waiting to get a reaction from Anthony. I don't know what Anthony's up to. He's crazy.
He's always looking at another podcast. He gets rude like that. He gets into another podcast while he's on another podcast.
It's not necessarily rude. He may be answering somebody's
just messing with
email or something.
It's
Some
not
question.
an email. He's looking at another podcast.
I was on another podcast.
Look at who's here. Jamie
Jamie
Lynn.
Lynn.
Good to see you, Jamie Lynn. I missed her. I missed her this last weekend. It's tough to break your truck down. They have a broken down truck.
What is it?
What's my truck?
Yeah.
The 2005 Tahoe. I use it for hauling my rig around.
It's a Chevy?
Yeah.
Well, how in the hell did it break down? I've never had a Chevy break down. What'd you do?
It's
Probably got a lot of miles on it.
185,000,
Oh,
which is nothing for a 2005.
yeah.
Oh, you got Mr. Victor Santiago from the Don Vic
Oh,
show in
look at-
here.
Good, Victor.
What's
Good
up,
evening,
brother?
sir.
I'm not black today, man. I'm just kicking back in my regular clothes. I don't even have my screen on.
I don't think we're black. We are.
So we were talking at one point about having kind of a different show, and I still like to do ITC stuff and spirit sessions and that type of thing, show videos, whatever. But Anthony here earlier was talking about like really making it a different show, and I'm game for it if the audience wants to hear some brutal truth about things, because like 99% of the stuff that Anthony talks about, I totally agree with him. But I'm usually very reserved in what I say,
Well, we got to break that.
and so, yeah.
Uh-oh.
So whatever you guys want to do, whatever you guys want to talk about, and
Hey.
actually Greg stepped back and said, "Anthony, what do you want to talk about?"
It's up to Anthony. That's
Me? It's
I am not.
You want to do something that gets us kicked off of YouTube? What do you want to do?
It's
Like
Reggie's
occasionally,
show.
it's good to see him back on this show because originally we were, or was I the third wheel? And it was Anthony was going to be your partner. Right?
We lost the wheels a long time ago. They fell off.
Like
They
the
fell off.
second week, Anthony's like, "Well, I was going to do every other week." I'm like, "Oh, shit."
So things have changed, but at the same point, we have Anthony here, which is a great person, and if he has something that he'd like to go ahead and let's talk about how Anthony loves dolls. Anthony, I don't think Anthony loves them anymore.
No.
He gave me the impression that he doesn't. He got rid of all of them. I think.
Yeah, I'm starting fresh. I don't know. I think I was gonna start collecting mirrors now.
Went somewhere.
See where that experience takes me.
I went somewhere this week, and I gotta find it. But I made took some special video just for Anthony.
Show it.
I gotta find it. I'm looking right now.
That would be. You don't need a lot of them. All you need is one.
I can get one, and there's one that I didn't get, and that's the one that's.
But I would be really careful because that's pretty much really close to the same thing as the dolls.
Oh wait, to get another doll?
No, I said that's pretty much the
Oh, a
same
mirror.
thing as the dolls.
What are you saying?
That,
For me to
go ahead.
for me to get one mirror because it's kind of like the same thing as the dolls.
Right.
Yeah.
And you don't want to have a whole bunch of them and then you have to get rid of a whole bunch of mirrors at one time.
Yeah.
Well, there isn't anything scary about either one of those things.
Reggie's just always looking.
It-
See, he's looking for that. He wants that.
It's
to
it's
happen.
it's alien extraterrestrial activity. That's all it is. If you get in touch with your star family, they'll kick their asses out of there if they're evil.
I'm glad we don't have a dollar or a mirror in the room with us right now.
We got plenty of dolls around here.
I know.
But they're not really like active because I haven't conjured nothing up in them yet.
See, I'll have them all facing each other and all kinds of things, man, just to get the experience out of it.
Well, they all moved too, didn't they?
The dolls?
Yeah.
No, I was talking about the mirrors. I'll get the mirrors. I'll start with one, and then I'll end up getting more, and I'll have them facing each other. I'll put my Ouija board in the middle of it and see what happens, and just to get the experience out of it.
I really think one is sufficient. Myself, if I was even to get one,
Yeah.
I'm not a big experimenter in that sense for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I love to do. I had somebody that's going to be on the show on Friday night on the Shadow Hour that asked me an important question pertaining to our spirit work. Aren't you afraid of going ahead and doing all those shows from your house?
Not at all.
It's the same. It is the same thing that we're talking about here with the mirrors and everything else. We all are dealing with something that we're not fully aware of or not fully understand what they possibly could do. And, that's why we all have certain ways of dealing with our protection and how we go ahead and go about protecting ourselves and our audience and things like that. What I do on Friday.
Well, the second,
or excuse me, Wednesday on Metaphysical.
the only time anything bad can happen, or what do you want to call it? Something that might put a little scare in you, or worry you, or whatever. The only time that can happen is if you allow that to enter your mind. If you even remotely have they can read all your soul.
I agree.
And so as soon as you're like, man, I hope this mirror don't do nothing. All you got to do is think that.
So
if there's something that's kind of up to no good around, they're going to sense it and come right in.
So now we all know that Anthony had those dolls. Now, Anthony, and I don't want to put you on the spot, but the dolls are gone.
Yeah, the dolls are gone.
So why are the dolls gone?
Well, it's because, like I said, I was looking for the experience of experiencing what it is to have a real haunted doll. Kind of like you hear about Robert the doll and Annabelle. You hear about these dolls, and so I wanted to experience that, and so I ended up getting dolls, and then I have that where, I can see things, and as far as on objects, I know if that particular thing has something on it, whether it's a doll or really anything, it doesn't have to be a doll. But of course, we know how notorious dolls can be, So I wanted to experience that, so I ended up getting the dolls. I started with two. I think I got two at the same time, and that I knew had some kind of attachment with them. And actually, all the dolls that I got, I think, except for one, and yeah, one of them didn't, but the other ones did. And then, so I ended up, when that happened, on that podcast that I was doing that night, just was, I got my experience out of it. No, I'm not afraid of them or anything like that. And I still don't. I got friends that use dolls, haunted dolls. They take them on investigations. I've been with them before. So I can be around them, anything, it doesn't bother me. I just won't, I don't think I would own one myself again.
And have it in your house.
Yeah. I don't think I would. I don't want to deal with that again like that. So, but I'm
And
not.
that's
I don't have a problem being around them. You know, like if you know,
no. We're all on the same level.
yeah. But
That's why I wanted to ask that question, because there's people in the comment section and that are watching right now saying, well, I was going to go ahead and get a couple dolls,
yeah.
haunted ones,
You see,
and
you
it's
see,
like,
and then for myself, I still, you know, even though I've been around this, you know, all my life, um, I still have a real skeptic mind. You know, I still will look at things, analyze it from every which way, take it apart, put it back together to try to figure this out. Or why is this happening? And like I said, I didn't, I wasn't afraid of them to begin with. I knew that they had something on them, you know, and you know, like this Lisa was saying, I think what it was that she said. I believe everything is haunted or an attachment. No, I believe spirits can even make you think it's attached to a doll. Well, there has to be like a point of contact or something, you know,
right.
and so that's what I mean. That's what that question right there is exactly how I thought before. I says, you know, well, in like the way Reggie says, well, if you think about it and you let it get into your head, or you believe you've been cursed, and you start to believe that, well, then it has power. But this is what I was going it kind of opened that door up already for this because like even with the mirrors or anything like that, like Reggie says, you know, we can't unless you think about it. But there's people out there that do other things as far as what's the word, like they really do some real stuff, you know what I mean? And if someone really wants to put something on you, there is real magic, and there really is a darker side to that, you know. And I mean, where people can just do things because you know, even when you work, some people, as we know that we know ourselves, they work with infernos or they work with demons or jinns. Okay, some people may consider that dark. Okay, uh, but there is some good in that also to be used if you can do that. You know, if you
Well,
can't do it, then don't mess with it.
you're talking about actually having somebody pointing a finger at somebody else and saying bingo,
Yeah,
that kind of thing. And I understand that. That's why, and I think that everybody in this room lives their life the same way, where you try to do things extra special for people, and you try to be kind to everybody.
right,
Even though we do what we do, we're still pretty good people.
right.
You know
See,
what I mean? We don't
yeah,
wipe our feet off on anybody.
right,
And I think that's important in what you're talking about, because I think that's the difference between, we pretty much have a pretty stable background as far as our relationship with spirit and everything else,
right,
right?
right. But see, but
So
like when Reggie says this, see, and I could say this, okay, and I guess I'm going to put myself out there on the spot. If I wanted to do something to Reggie, I could do it, and there's nothing Reggie can do about it. Star Family or not, whether he
Sorry,
believes,
sorry, I laughed, but bring it.
whether he believes, whether he
I don't
I don't care what kind of voodoo, whatever you want to throw at me. Anyone listening in the audience,
whether he believes or
right
not,
here,
no.
it won't happen.
whether he
It won't
believes,
happen.
whether he believes or not, like he
No,
was
I
saying
know for a
earlier,
fact it won't.
you know, it doesn't really matter. And see, that's my point. That's my point. What I'm getting at, that there's people out there that really can, you know, and it doesn't matter whether he believes or whatever he wants to believe.
Whatever shot at me will be shot right down. Trust me. Trust and believe.
That's fine. You see,
They don't stand a chance within 500 feet of me. I'm not kidding.
Lisa Alcott says, I believe she says, remember, all spirits are mind readers.
Exactly. So the second they're within the realm of my mind, they're gonna know they're shit out of luck. They'll go bother someone else. That's what I'm saying.
We're trying to make sure that you're here. You know,
I'm here.
Continue with the show, and we don't want you to have anything. You know.
Those bad thoughts are in your guys' mind, not mine.
I'm not thinking it about myself. You know,
I know, but I'm not going to let what you think might happen to me manifest within myself. Hell no.
Good point.
Yeah, because that's when my fear will start.
That's you're exactly right. Answer that, will you, please? Is that what phone that is?
That was mine.
Ooh,
but that's where I think that's where it can come into play. Exactly. You know, and you, when you do that, you give people the idea of exactly that they're going to want to mess with somebody.
Oh yeah. Now I will say this though. Okay.
You're smarter than that.
Whether they know, okay, if somebody were to try to do something like towards me and I didn't know about it, I would never find out about it because whatever they did would never get to me because of my star family. Now, if somebody were to make it a point to tell me that they were going to do something to me, I mean, that's even worse. Whatever they send towards me, that's even worse on them again. I mean, even worse than what it would have been. Now, if somebody believes in casting spells and doing all that and trying to hurt somebody, now I'm smart enough to not mess with that person because I don't really want that drama in my life. You know what I mean? But if something were to go on where like somebody was just, for whatever reason, you know I love everybody. If somebody were to come at me out of nowhere for nothing, they got a whole star fleet just sitting here waiting for them. You know, I'm not worried about none of that. If they were to come at me.
Lisa also says, "Get them, Reggie."
That's right. That's right.
But see, that's the thing is that you're not going to know. You're not going to know until it starts to happen.
Excuse me.
Well, even then I won't know. Unless my star family tells me over the spirit box.
I think that's almost the same way.
We kicked this dude to the curb this morning, Reggie. All right, no problem.
I think that's the whole reason why we look at things the way we do.
Yeah.
And then when we go ahead and we see a show, the quality of what Anthony did that night, you start to understand a little more about why you do what you do and how you protect yourself.
And what? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Greg.
Because of what is going on in the other part of the world that we do not see.
And to be honest with you, I'll tell you, Anthony was on with Brandon and Hurst the other night.
That's the one I'm talking about.
And what Hurst said was point on. If a demon is going to come after you, it's going to be getting you in subtle ways where it's like, okay, you just went out of your job. You lost your job out of nowhere. They're hitting you financially. They're hitting you in your family. And you may not even realize it. You know, they're not going to go like out in the TV shows. Oh my God, you know, you know, he hit spot on with his explanation. And I forget how he worded it.
Yeah. We got Ricky on here now. Hey, Ricky. Huh? We got Ricky Martin. Ricky and Riley Martin. Yeah.
Hey, Ricky.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Hispanic singer from back in the day. I thought maybe we had Ricky Martin coming in.
Yeah.
But that's important for everybody in the audience too, to understand that there are other things that happen besides what we do. That it's best to go ahead and not necessarily walk the straight and narrow, but ho- hopefully go ahead and help other people and keep a frame of mind to that extent, and do your meditations and take care of your own spirituality at the same time, so that you have a good idea, just like what you say, Reggie. You have your starseed family. I don't have a starseed family, so I have to do other things to make sure. And there's days that I don't take care, because we're just human. If I could do 10 meditations in one day, holy cow. I think that would be really great.
Yeah, it
But
takes a
that
lot of discipline.
Yes, it does. And the in essence, what I'm saying is you get closer to your spirit guides, and you get closer to all those people that are instrumental in helping guide you along. And if something like that would start to happen, they would guide you out of the way. And that's why I said what I said that night on the show. I don't know if I made that much sense, because I was still in awe by exactly what was going on. And you could probably see it. I didn't even have to say anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that was the good part, because that's what, for some reason, I myself needed to hear.
See, the unfortunate thing with that is that we can have our spirit guides or our guardian angels or whoever, or star families, whoever you have, because we have three people here on, plus in the chat. So there's a whole different perspectives, you know,
Right.
and but I know that sometimes we're here also to learn lessons while we're here on this earth,
Right.
and it's just and I think that night I was saying, life, our life experiences teach us a lot, and if you can marriage those two with paranormal experiences, or if you get into the supernatural things in the spiritual world, it really teaches you got another set of education coming into it like that, because it's almost the same, you know, and so it's just like here sometimes we get a little bit too big for our britches in life. Okay, we got the big job, we got the big house, whatever it is that got you in those big boy britches,
Right.
and just as we some of the sayings are true. When you get prideful like that or get cocky, arrogant, you're in for a big fall. But it's
There's
gonna
always somebody there to
but
knock
it's
you
gonna
down.
teach you a lesson. It's gonna teach you a lesson in life. It's gonna humble you in a way. It's gonna make you stronger. And this is, like I said, we were talking about this, the real paranormal. When we get into situations and we go places, there are beings that are there that are created just for one purpose, is to destroy us. That's
Right.
it. And if you happen to run across one of those, eventually you will, and you're going to draw it even more to you, and your spirit guides are going to stand out of the way, because they're doing it's just kind of like, if when it happens to us or we have our children, we always want to teach our children those valuable lessons in life. So our spirit guides or our source is going to teach us that in the spiritual also, and they're going to stand out of the way. It probably won't kill you, but it's going to hurt you pretty bad.
Well, in other words, the decision is still yours,
Right.
whether or not you have the spirit guides or not.
Right. And then that's what I mean. But with arrogance and pridefulness and all this kind of thing, or ego, whatever you want to call it, will open that door for that lesson to come into your life.
A lot faster.
Right, and you're going to draw it a lot faster, and so they're gonna move, and you won't have them there, and then when that happens, there's going to be a line of people waiting to get at you. And my whole point about this is one of my biggest point about this. It's because of what we do. Before podcasting, before we did, because you were investigator, Greg, before we weren't in front of these cameras, so we weren't seen by anybody. We were seen, if we go somewhere or anything, but we don't have the same platform and the same eyes that we have now. Because if you look on your phone, I mean, on your podcast, if you're podcasting, you look at the analytics, it'll show you everywhere that you went, and you'd be surprised where that podcast lands. I mean, I've seen it I seen mine in Africa, and it'll show you everywhere that it goes. France. I mean, all over the world, and so you don't know who's there that it's going to be used to get at you, and those people are real. They're not the ones you see on TV. It's nothing like that. These people are real, and they do have some true power, and you're going to get something. That's what I'm saying.
Well, you heard how I finished off, because I said that's why I have people like Brandon, who is my shaman. And I left it at that for a specific purpose, because that would be he is my shaman. I lost my other shaman, so
and it's good. We, like I suggest, we all should have mentors, no matter how long we've been doing this.
And you heard what Brandon had to say that night.
Yeah,
him and Hurst were going back and forth on the ideas that they had together and how they understood things.
Right.
And it was above and beyond anything that I ever heard of.
But so that's what I'm saying. It's good to have mentors, because sometimes we do get a little too big for our britches, and I know I was like that for a long time, until I ran into my experience that I talked about a little bit that night, and that one brought me down a few notches. So now, but I also got stronger at it. I mean, out of that, I got a different perspective now. I understand what can happen. And like I said, and that's with me. It's kind of like, it's not going to get in. You say it's not going to get in your head, but it can break those barriers in your head. So that's why I was saying to Reggie, fire him up again. If I wanted to, I could. I won't, but
see, Reggie's sitting back there in that big living room with all those. Look at the size of that couch.
In
that fireplace. He's not in our level.
The worst case scenario of some alien spirit.
Wait a minute, there's two of you in that.
If some alien spirit was brought forward to come to me because of some curse or something, that somebody was throwing at me, at the very most, I'm going to end up friends with the spirit, and they're going to be sitting on the couch. They're going to be hanging out next to me, talking through the spirit box, going, man, I don't know why Anthony sent me. I just don't get it. You're a pretty cool guy. I love you too, Reg. That's what's going to end up happening. I'm gonna love them. I'm not going to sit here.
For some reason, I just heard that little saying, "Take no prisoners."
Yeah, but I mean, I'm gonna talk to them. I'm not gonna even. They're gonna be like, I'm gonna poke at you. I'm gonna get into your head, and I'm gonna be like, well, come on, get into my head. Show me your thoughts, because I love you. I want to know more about you. I want to know what star system you came from.
You see, we're jumping from there all the way back to Len Dorman, and he says, ate supper, fried chicken, garlic mashed potatoes, and English peas with sweet tea, of course.
Ah,
What does that do to everything we've just been saying?
Oh,
Make sure you have a good meal so you have a strong thought system when you go on that investigation. So some
I'm
of these
kind-
things will never happen.
I'm kind of going through a couple things, and I'm gonna show little various things, and you'll get the hint as soon as you see this, Anthony.
Oh
What-
no,
what-
he's going to do the thing with the big
I
dragon.
went to House on the Rock. It was yesterday.
Yeah.
And what you see there is the world's largest indoor carousel.
I saw some women there that didn't have any tops on,
Well, of course.
and English bulldogs. What kind of amusement park is this?
That's
Not for-
House
not-
on the Rock here in Wisconsin.
It's
That's
not
an
for the kids,
indoor carousel.
but it's not for the kids, is it?
Well, everybody's welcome in there. But this is where I'm talking about going and trying to see if I can't get in there to,
Look
do
at
a
all these
spirit-
cherubs.
you
Those
know,
were cherubs, Anthony,
yeah.
with the wings.
a spirit session in there.
That's about the fourth one that I saw without any top on. What's going on with this thing?
There's a lot more than that, Greg. He collected everything. This is
Did Chrissy,
Frank
did Chrissy
Lloyd
let you?
Wright built this house in a rock
There's another one.
on a cliff.
There's those other two again. Mermaids, I think. What is Chrissy saying?
I
Nothing.
think she's just making fun of you in the background because you're like, oh, there's some boobies. Oh, wait.
No, I'm just saying. I asked you if what kind of is this PG or what?
I don't. It's not PG.
We gotta make sure that Len Dorman doesn't see that kind of stuff.
But it's open to the whole public.
No, that's good. So what did you experience in there? Anything?
I experience something everywhere I go.
Well, you want to tell us about it, or are we going to do a show on it?
What do you mean?
Are we going to go ahead and do something on Thursday night with it?
Well, I can't get back over there on Thursday night, and I got to get permission to go in there after hours.
No, I mean you've got it taped, right? You have a video? Okay.
A lot of it, and I took
Sure.
I took a lot of pictures, and so I'm trying to come up with some idea, but I got to be careful not to get sued by them because I haven't talked to them on the phone yet. You know,
Okay.
I don't know
Okay.
if they're going to allow me to do anything.
Well, I mean, hey Jenny, happy 4th of July. Well, that's our independence, isn't it?
But no, there's a carousel.
you.
That's like
Love you.
there's a carousel in there that's like 3 or 4 stories tall, and it's nothing but dolls.
Wow.
He's got like 4 or 5 carousels in there, 3 or 4.
Do you have a video of that too? Or was that it?
Yeah, that's what I got to find. I took a lot of video, and so I got to find it in order to show it to you.
The guys that
I
don't
haven't went through it all.
understand who Jenny Sullivan Sannyasi is, she's an amazing investigator from the great country of Ireland. And she's one sweet lassie. Is that the right? Did I say that right, Jenny? I hope so. She's going to be clobbering me if I didn't. Wonderful lady. As the same as Barbara.
So you hear spirits everywhere you go, Reggie?
Well, I always get spirit. I can feel spirit. I don't really hear them everywhere I go, but I know they're there. you got to understand when I walk,
we
when I go anywhere, I like if we're walking or whatever, or doing something like at House on the Rock. A lot of that you're walking in between buildings. You're outside in the woods, and I'll stop for a second just to look at a specific tree in the middle of the woods and feel the energy from the tree. You know, I do that with bugs, animals.
So do you think that we all can hear them?
Well, you can feel what they're feeling. If there's as an empath,
What if I don't want to feel them, but they keep making me feel them?
Or do you mean that you can feel their energy?
Yeah,
Right.
You feel their energy, or maybe you hear their voice, but maybe I don't want to hear them, but they constantly keep getting in my head, speaking to me or making me feel them.
I say embrace it.
What if I don't want to?
I don't know.
It's a choice. To each his own.
So are they influencing me in my head if I hear them? Whether my choice is I don't want you to talk to me, but yet they still talk to me, so they still get in my head.
Well, I'm sure that they're not meaning any harm.
Because there's a lot of people that haven't discovered their abilities, and they hear them,
Yeah.
and they don't know what it is, and they push them out, even to the point that they even push out their abilities. They'll shut it down.
Yeah.
But they still go through life hearing this or feeling this, but they don't want it, but they still get in their head, right?
There you go.
So they can get in my head either way, either without me wanting to or not. Right?
I don't know how to answer that.
Well, I mean, well, it's simple. I mean, I don't want them to. I'm pushing them away, but yet they still get in my head because they're still talking to me. So
they still can get in your head.
Right. They still get in my, can get in my head because I'm still hearing them. Because I know there's a lot of people also, that, like I'm saying, that don't realize their abilities. They're scared of it or whatever, and they don't want this, but they go through life experiencing these experiences one after another, even though they push it away, or they don't want us, or they say like, I don't believe this. I'm not going to believe this. No. But it still gets into their head, regardless of what.
That's a big part of what my driving force is. My ambition is to get the entire planet to embrace it.
Right. But what I'm saying is that they still can, even though the person is not willing to receive that or wants it. So they still can.
I get what you're saying, but the only reason you're hearing hesitation from me is why wouldn't you want it?
Because not everybody wants it, Reggie. That's
oh my God. It's the most amazing thing. I mean, you're going to let human beings get into your mind all the time, but you're not going to let the spirit world, this amazing universe.
Yes, there's millions.
I think we can't see that side because he is a starseed.
Yeah, there's millions of people out there right now,
man,
with abilities.
I know that
don't want it, but yet, even though we have free will, but even though they say, I don't want this, it's a curse, not a gift. I don't want nothing to do with it. Yet they still go through life hearing this. So these spirits still will speak to them in their mind, regardless whether that person wants it or not.
Okay.
Right?
It's our choice, though.
Well, I mean, I guess, yeah.
Okay.
But it's a handful of those people pushing it away that attracts the ones that are up to no good. And then they end up going through a living hell.
Yeah, my point is this: that if we can say that regardless if a person wants it or not, and that spirits are still speaking to them, and even though they say, I don't want this, because I've known many people like this, and a lot of people struggle with this, and they don't want this. They don't want anything to do with paranormal or anything. I don't want this as a curse. They call it a curse instead of a gift or ability, but yet they still go through life hearing. They'll go somewhere, and something will speak to them, even though they don't want this. So even though against their will, they still will speak into their mind or speak to them.
Yep.
Okay. So my point is that just like it goes right back to the beginning. So regardless whether you believe or not, I could still do something to you.
Okay.
So whether you got a star family or whoever you have, it don't matter.
Okay. Yeah, and his name's Charlie, and he's my best friend by the end of the day. I get it.
But the thing is that is what
There's no.
But that's what I'm talking about. That is part of that true paranormal that we go through, and for people to understand that. That's my whole point about it. So regardless of whatever you believe, whatever it doesn't matter. Just like we just agreed right now that because like I said, there's a lot of people out there right now that just don't want to deal with this. They have abilities, they have gifts, whatever they choose to call it, and they'll go through life running from it.
Yeah.
But regardless whether they want it or not, those spirits will still get into them. Will speak to them. So my whole thing is that's what I'm saying is, so it doesn't really matter if the opportunity is there and you leave that little door open and someone's waiting, just like someone's waiting to ambush you. You're out in the field, you're out in a battle or something, and they sit there. Snipers will sit there forever and wait and wait and wait until that right moment. And all they do is shoot one time. And that's all it took. So that's when, and it takes that person out. So these are the same way. So that's what I'm trying to get at. So
no, I get it. Again, anybody in the audience, the viewing audience, that gets offended by anything I say, I apologize.
No. It's not meant in that direction.
Yeah.
It's instructional.
Well, I'm just saying,
it helps people understand.
If I'm different about it, man,
no, I don't.
I just can't bow down to the damn Matrix. This world of people, human beings, that are a bunch of pieces of crap out there, that are mass shooting and whatever they're doing. That's why I said the spirit world is nothing, man. Why wouldn't you want to embrace that when you don't know if you're looking in the face of a serial killer just by going to the grocery store? I mean, forget people, go spirit. That's why I'm sorry, I'm getting a little riled up because I think about all the hate, all the true crime that's happened out there, and you can't trust anybody. And so, but you can trust spirit. You can trust a demon more than you can half the human beings out there. I'm sorry, but you can. And I think that's why, I don't have a whole lot of fear of the spirit world, because I'm more spirit than I am human now. I feel that way.
That's okay.
And so
that's your right.
Yeah.
You don't have to explain it to anybody.
Yeah. But if you see me, and now I know you can't really see me too well because I look like I'm in the witness protection program.
You are.
But if you see the bill of my hat doing this, shaking back and forth or whatever with whatever's being said, I don't get people that don't embrace spirit. And would rather go to a day job and deal with human beings. It doesn't make any sense. Because you don't know who's who.
When that guy knocks on your front door, Reggie, and he says, "Milkman," just like they used to say, "Kill a shark" or whatever on a lot of those funny shows, you just don't open it up. That's all.
Well, I never do. What I do when somebody knocks on our door is I go get Christy and I say, you weren't expecting delivery, were you? And then I don't answer the damn door.
No, then you bring the cat over there. And
Somebody better be informing me they're coming over, or I'm not even going to act like I'm home.
You see, Jenny went ahead and said, "Speak your mind, Reggie Randall." See,
Yeah.
so there, we have your points, and everybody's entitled to their opinion. But we're talking about some things that are out of the realm of what we normally deal with.
Yeah.
As far as investigations are concerned, 9 times out of 10, that's not going to happen. But the one time you go in there and you haven't done your prayers for protection, you haven't gone ahead and set your intention of what you want to accomplish on the investigation, and all of a sudden you walk into this room and bingo, something happens to you. It wasn't your intention. You wanted it. You didn't want it to happen. But all of a sudden you walked out of that room and you got to go outside and sit down. You can't catch your breath. Something's really gone ahead and affected you. Like when that thing tried to grab me. Same kind of thing. I'm in the middle of my spirit box. Don't bother me. Even though it's 31 degrees in the room. My hand is almost frozen, and he grabbed my hand.
And I got a thought for you on when it comes to prayer and protection. My attitude towards anything evil out there, to the universe and my guides, to my star family, that might be a form of prayer.
It is.
When I say they're done, gone, that's a form of prayer, in a sense.
You're giving them a warning.
Yeah.
You always warn before anything happens anyway.
Yeah.
Just like what Anthony was saying about coming over and it can happen.
Yeah.
He's not really threatening you. He's just giving you a warning. And we would give each other warnings, just to make sure. I would say, hey, Anthony, be sure to take that doll out of that room and throw it outside somewhere. Okay. Am I threatening you? No. But I'm giving you a warning because the doll is the thing that's going to threaten you.
But I'd be willing to put $100 on it right now. And there's no way that it can be proven either way, on a $100 bet. But I'll bet you half of my spirit guides, half of my star family has already went to talk to Anthony's people, Anthony's spirit guides, and said, look, if there's anyone that gets thrown Reggie's way, you're wasting your time.
We're coming right back at you.
It's probably what's already happened in the universe, but they know because of Anthony's heart and everything. They know that he's just using it as an example. But yeah.
Jenny says not all teams are people. She says too, but it's due a protection prayer before an investigation. Each to their own. If they do, I know I do, or I say, not tonight.
Well, I already, when I walk in or when I do anything like heavy here at the apartment or whatever, I don't have to pray because my guides already know. Telepathically, they already know. They know my spirit. And so, like I said, I probably do, just in my telepathic communication, talking to them in my head about things that I might be thinking at a moment. I mean, that's a form of prayer without saying it out loud. If you really think about it.
But we're not, all these people in the comment section are not stars. Right?
Well, everyone every single living being on the planet that ever existed on the planet is a starseed. But some of them have become humanized. Because, well, okay, let me
Then they're not really starseeds.
well, no, they're starseeds.
They just don't know.
They don't realize the
Where did Anthony go?
Oh, it was.
he's
Oh,
down at
geez
another
Louise,
podcast.
I thought they got Anthony.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna go ahead and say,
way-
call the police, get somebody over to Anthony's house.
the
They
the
got
best
him.
way I can explain that is when the Earth developed hundreds of millions of years ago, started to develop, and that first being, whatever it was, whether it was a dinosaur, an insect, a mosquito, a fly, whatever it was, when the very first being to ever step foot on Earth, if we're not all starseeds, where did their soul come from? It had to have been from the stars. It had to have been from. That's why I say we're all starseeds. That we all started out as a starseed to this planet. You know, originally. Oh, here's that. Let me show Anthony something. You better hold on to your hat there, Anthony. Better hold on to your hat. This is Anthony's favorite carousel in the world.
Yeah, I've seen all the dogs in those holes. They're actually
There's
pretty cool.
There's a lot of pretty dolls in there.
Yeah, they are.
That's where they can stay.
Yeah, I had to keep looking back at the camera because when I was looking at them, I didn't see anything. But when I was looking at the camera, it looked like their heads were turning towards the camera. And I thought it was cool. So I just kept staring into the camera while I was filming it.
Did you see that guy in the back? That was a little while ago.
As soon as I started
Wow.
filming them, the all of a sudden these lights were out.
You're kidding.
No, I think there's a light bulb out or something on that side. There's probably a circuit that went bad or something. I'm not sure.
How did they get this thing up on the hill?
Oh man. That place is nothing but hills. Yeah, he's one of the greatest architects of all time, and he just started collecting everything and building all these buildings around his house that he built into the rock. Yeah, so it's pretty amazing. That whole place is real amazing. And yeah, he just started collecting everything. There's everything in there from doll houses to train sets to like circus type sets, big top tent stuff, and old guns, old armor, like knights armor.
They got Anthony again. Oh,
Because
there
I
he
got
is.
He's checking out another podcast.
You were totally camouflaged again.
I'm getting messages. I have spirit people talking to me right now.
No, they're all star seeds.
I do.
They're trying to help you, Anthony. And you don't really need any help anyway, though, because you know what? You got your act together. I really think so.
Sometimes.
I really enjoy you. You're a wealth of information. You know, we're all in our own way, things that we deal with. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes it. Hi, Anne Marie.
Oh shoot. Yeah, 8:30. Actually, I went past my time. I told Reggie I had an hour tonight.
Uh-oh.
Do you see all the stuff they got in there?
It's
It's just
8:21.
amazing.
Where do you got to go?
That was pretty quick, Reggie. Man, we started at 7, right?
Yep.
We've been on an hour and a half.
Oh yeah. Well, we've been just talking. You got me
Look-
riled up. Usually when I get riled up, time flies.
Look who just walked in. Brandon Cooper.
Now you see that? Hello, humans. So he's talking to all the people in the comment section. I convinced Greg he's not a human anymore.
Brandon, don't listen to
Reggie.
anything Reggie's going to say tonight.
Oh man.
Happy 4th of July, Derek. Virgil Kane's here.
They
And
got
Jenny-
like areas like this that's got like different crowns, and
wow, where do those crowns come from?
I don't know. He collected everything. The guy like collected everything.
I just saw a cloud over by Anthony again, over on this left. And who knows what's going to happen now?
Oh, look at this. Here you go, Anthony. Up close and personal.
Yeah, they're cool. They all got something. Every single one of them.
And that's the reason why I'm trying to land House on the Rock as a place to go into with my SB7 and just walk through that place. And
Len Dorman says human here.
yeah, this is pretty amazing.
Now, what's that in the background there? That wasn't a horse's head. That was a guy's head.
Yeah, it's all different carousel type things. Like, see there, right there in front there, that's a woman's head on one. Like the upper torso of a woman on a horse body.
Oh, there's an elephant. Holy crap.
There's you a doll right there. See that lady?
She's hot. She's hot.
She's looking right through us, Anthony. She's looking right through me.
This is Derek. If you were interested, this is the house on the hill, right?
House on the Rock.
On the rock. I call it a hill. He calls it a rock. Now that you see that guy's head, right in the middle, up above.
Yeah.
What in heaven's name?
Oh yeah.
It looks like that Viking behind him is going to go ahead and just whack his head off.
Yeah, that's a pretty interesting place. There's a lot of stuff there.
Yeah.
Have you been there? Yeah.
No, I just by looking at it right now, what I get off of it.
Love you.
Okay. I'm gonna enjoy the boobies.
Love you.
He said I
Chris.
enjoy
Love
the
you, Chrissy. Love you, Chrissy.
Love you.
Well, you better say love you to Anthony too. Now he's feeling all left out.
I love you, Anthony.
There we go.
We'll see you after you get back home.
Okay.
You know, she's laying down right now. Now here's another one. Here's another one right here. Where I'm up on a landing, kind of looking down the carousel. It's about 3 or 4 stories tall. This one is.
So these are still all dolls.
Yeah, he has an enormous doll collection.
So this is inside of a building?
Oh yeah, it's several buildings.
Oh yeah, if you can go in there and lock yourself up in there by yourself.
That's a great idea.
Well, that's what I was saying. I gotta get past the management there and have them allow me to do it. See all those carousel horses up on the wall?
Yeah, it almost looked like there was a human being walking ahead of.
Well, yeah, it was the day before 4th of July. This was yesterday. There was more people there, man. I couldn't do nothing. I was like, trying to get away from everybody so I could get good shots of things.
So if Anthony or Reggie needs any more dolls, Barbara says when I had a booth at an antique mall, I had a large collection of dolls that I sold. A lot look like those you're showing. I've been to auctions where there was nothing being sold but dolls. It was amazing. So you guys need dolls. Barbara's the lady to go to.
If I got another doll, I would go get that doll that I was gonna get that before that one that's about 2 feet high, but it's the one that came from Germany with real human hair on it.
Oh, you know, when I was down in the Keys in May, that's what I went ahead and saw Robert on a self-guided tour. They didn't want to go in there anymore, I guess. So I had to go in there by myself. So I just, as soon as I started seeing him down the hallway, and it's in a fort anyway. It's an old Union fort down there in Key West. And the closer I got to it, I just kept on talking to him. And I asked him if it was okay to go ahead and take his pictures. And I was going to take quite a few, and if it was okay with them, and everything was okay. Took all the pictures, have them on my phone. And he is, I'm not going to say it. But I think there's everybody talks about 1 and 2.
Of what?
I think Robert's legit. I'm not taking anything away from the other one as far as being legit, but I think Robert.
Are you talking about Robert the doll?
Yeah.
Oh. Now, I'll just give you my thoughts on all of this. People pay attention to dolls. And that's why a spirit can attach to them. If I wanted to set the intentions
On that couch,
I could have a spirit attachment attached to this set of nail clippers. If I wanted to make this a haunted pair of nail clippers, I could do it within a matter of a couple days. And I think that's why there's so many dolls that have an attachment, because you can get an attachment on any item on the planet.
Hey, Kimmy's
Any
here.
person, any. It's just like what a little bit touching on what Anthony was saying. A person can have an attachment. Anything on the planet can be attached to, no matter what it is. It depends on the intention and on that you put on whatever the item is. I could have within a matter of days. I could have a haunted e-cigarette. I could have a haunted computer mouse.
Wow.
That's the way I see it. Anything can have an attachment.
I just saw and it wasn't. You had a bug in your room down there, Anthony, flying.
I don't know. I don't see anything.
I just saw something going down on the right hand, midway right, even with your head, but in the corner of the screen, crossed like this way.
Most likely, it's not a bug or dust.
It could be anything. It could be anything in here.
Spirit.
That's
spirit energy.
I thought it was.
Yeah.
But I was going to leave that up to Anthony to decide. He's in the room with it.
Yeah, they can play around. They can play around in here if they want. I don't know. Yeah, but I'm gonna have to jump off. Reggie, Greg.
Okay, great to have you, Anthony, as usual.
And so like I said, I'll be doing mine Thursday and I think Friday, and then I think Saturday now.
Holy cow!
So yeah, I'm gonna try to get in trouble again.
Got to do what you got to do.
And I'll be there.
Yeah, I think Friday will be cool. Friday. Well, they're all gonna.
Friday, you said 7:30.
Yeah, 7:30. Fridays they're all gonna be good, but Fridays will be a little different. So that'll be right up your alley.
If you
Okay.
need anybody else on there too for the rest of them, let me know.
Oh yeah.
Jenny says, as Reginald said, dolls are more given attention to. Do you think that just children attached to dolls, or do you think that and more sinister person would attach to a doll, and that is why people don't like them very much? I think it's the myth of them to start off with that runs into certain things.
Yeah,
Some sort of negative energy, and the next thing you know, he's still there. I thought it almost looked like he was gone again.
yeah. The one.
Because he forgot to close his screen down.
That was like that. Yeah. But all right, Reggie, Greg, I'll get with y'all and
Okay.
we'll get this. It was fun.
Okay,
it was fun getting Reggie fired up again.
Yep.
Yeah, you know I love you, Reggie. Man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We love you, Reggie.
All right, we'll see y'all.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye. Hello,
No,
my friend, before you go. Who said that?
I think it was probably Donna. If I had to guess.
We went through this before, didn't we? It's my meds, Donna. I'm sorry.
No, I think that if a spirit attaches to a doll that is a child's, I don't believe that. I'm going to say probably 99% of the time it is a friendly spirit that just wants to make the child smile, have fun. And when people, like parents, I hate it when parents talk about their kids having an invisible friend, because that's not, it's an actual spirit they're talking to, and if the spirit within the doll of the child shows any kind of frustration at all, it's normally going to be at the adults in the house and not the child. I'm just taking a wild stab at the universe here. I'm guessing that it's going to be at the adults more than the child. Now, when something bad happens with an adult, there's again, the spirit world can see right through your soul. And so if there's an evil, not really an evil, but just somebody up to no good, extraterrestrial, alien soul or whatever, and they sense that you have the slightest little hesitation about that doll, they may appear to be the attachment of that doll just to mess with that person. That one individual person. I don't really know how to explain it, effectively explain it. But that's the reason why I don't care what anybody says on a TV show or anybody in the past has said anything about anything, no matter who they are. I would set Annabelle on my lap, turn on the spirit box, and just start talking to her. In a second, I would do that. And we'd have a good conversation. We'd have a good conversation. it doesn't necessarily mean the spirit attachment of Annabelle killed that motorcycle rider that looked at
Yeah,
her.
but there were certain things that the motorcycle rider had said.
Well, that's
that
what I mean.
You are not saying.
Right. No, I know that. But whoever it was in the spirit world that heard him say that, being disrespectful, may have changed the course of, well, a guy with this attitude, he's just going to end up killing somebody later on down the road, so let's take him out now. I mean, you don't have any idea. No one has any real idea what happened there. But odds are it was not the spirit attachment to that doll. Odds are it was somebody that got upset with him because of the way he was treating another soul, because all souls are created equal.
It says Facebook user, it's Don again. She said, did you see what she says? Did you get it? I joined. It popped back.
Yeah, I have to log into that account. It's a different account. To anybody watching that has any curiosity about it, it's not a clone. It is me. That new account that I'm popping an invite after another from, it is in fact me. I made an account, just so you guys know. I don't want to get in the way of anybody being able to post their advertisement for their banners for like their podcasts and stuff. But on my Led to the Light Productions, it's gotten to where if I post a video in there, within a couple days, it's knocked all the way down to the bottom of the page, because I have everybody, we all like post our banners in there for our podcast. So I made this new account where I'm the only one at the moment. I'm the only person that can post. So if there's anything in there, it's a video that I posted, maybe I've been working on, or some of my old videos. If a lot of people in my group haven't seen them yet, because they're like way in the bottom of that, you way deep in the dungeon of Led to the Light Productions page.
Oh.
And so I can post these videos now without worrying about people. You'll just be able to do a short scroll and see all the videos I'm posting without having to keep scrolling down.
Lisa said that I would go there pertaining to the house, but she says I wouldn't take my grandkids. And Virgil says Chucky was a cute little guy. And then I think Donna again says, Reggie, I joined your group, but don't know if you got Donna, her name. And then Virgil says something, but I guess that's British and welcome. Welcome where? Virgil, you're welcome everywhere. And if you come across something like that, you just call up Reggie and he'll go ahead and send his guys out. And they'll take care of it for you.
Oh, wait, Virgil, what do you mean you're not welcome? What'd I miss there?
I just saw it.
Everybody's welcome.
I don't know.
I tend to veer off of like staring at the comments usually when
That's
when
why
some-
I'm
Greg will
sure
pop
following
up on the comments quite often, and I'll veer away from them. Not intentionally, but my brain's always going a million miles an hour in different directions. And
He
so
says, I am a genuine listener. You have ignored me. And we just went ahead and went through all your stuff. What are we missing, Virgil?
I'll look that up.
We'd like to know.
Let me see here. logging into the other account right now on the other computer.
See what's going on with it. We're on till what, 9 o'clock?
Yeah, we can be. However long. The Tuesday night show, there's nobody following us on that network where they schedule everybody. We've had up to 4.5 hour shows on
Right.
Tuesday night. And I'm actually kind of trying to hold out for somebody that I haven't seen yet.
I wanted to talk to you, Donna, the other day. I was going to go ahead and talk to you. And I apologize because once again, I failed to have your picture in my file cabinet here. And it's just something that happens to us all. And you're an awesome person from what everything I can see on you. So it's good to have you here, like Virgil and everybody else. Virgil, there was nothing there that we didn't ignore you. It's not intentional. Any of it's not. If nothing is intentional in here. We try to do 14 different things at one time a lot of times. Try to keep the content going to where it's interesting, and at the same time try to pull you guys into it. Excuse me. So
Yeah, pardon me.
that's where that is.
I'm shooting a text towards somebody here real quick.
You're bringing somebody on.
Well, I'm hoping. I'm not gonna give it away though.
Oh no!
Right now they got a lot of family over, so
Oh no!
I don't want to give it away because it's very hard to get them on a show. But I'm
Kimmy's here.
Hmm.
Kimmy's here. They have that's Best Friends Paranormal.
Oh yeah.
Kimmy and Debbie and I forgot the last one. It's not Linda. Not Lori. Boy, am I in trouble again. Yes, Donna. Virgil says, "Gotcha, buddy. That's okay."
Virgil, are you University of Manchester? You live in Manchester in the United Kingdom?
Lisa says, "I have 3 children spirits in my basement, but they died old men and 3 brothers who show themselves as children." That's usually how some of them do, Lisa.
I just sent you a request, Virgil.
We're gonna bring Virgil on.
Well, no, I sent a friend request to him.
Oh, I was gonna say, ex-student.
Yeah, I just sent him one on one of my accounts, the newest account. Okay, cool. So now I know who you are. So I'll send you a friend request from like all the accounts. So if you see a bunch of Reginald Randalls come in, they are not clones.
It's like a behind the stage pass, right, Reggie?
Yep, I will be right back.
Okay. I wish you could. You see, look at the living room he's got there. God, I just got this creepy little basement here. but I'd rather have it that way. It's a nice little room to go ahead and get a lot of stuff done and do a lot of shows and combine a lot of things. I am trying to buy another truck right now. So, but I think it's going to be an SUV. My Tahoe was, but I don't know if I want one as big as the Tahoe, but close. Barbara, it is so good to see you tonight. I haven't seen you in quite some time. I think it's been like, what, 24 hours? Not even. We were done before this time last night. This would be a good place to go ahead and recruit members for Psychic Unite, isn't it, Barbara? It's not as nice as Lisa. It's not as nice as Reggie's living room there.
Talking about that virtual background again.
Lisa says she likes my basement. That's the only place that I have any quiet. Especially the grandkids will all be coming very, very shortly. My ones from out in Seattle or Bellevue, Washington will be here. And they're awesome because we don't get to see them all like we do the other four. And my oldest is driving now. He's got his own car. He's got like a 2003 Impala. I think it's 2003, maybe 2006. I saw it. He took me for a ride yesterday. My own grandson gave me a ride in his car. I said, boy, this is one slick machine. I said, thanks, Papa. Now, if I can get my own machine, then I can return the favor and give him a ride in mine, right? But it's going to be a tow vehicle because I got to tow my boat.
Oh yeah.
Grandma keeps on complaining because I haven't done anything to get the boat down.
Virgil, I just sent you an invite into Led to the Light, Perfectly Normal Paranormal Communications, the new one. And it's just so far all I've got is a couple of videos in it, and the live that I did at St. Michael's Cemetery is in there. But it's not. I'm gonna edit that live so that we can really hear.
Barbara says getting old, Greg, costs. What does that mean, Barbara? What I'm saying is getting old? Or are you referring to me? We all got to get old.
No, we don't.
Reggie, we've already gone down that road tonight, I think, right?
I'm 20. I've stopped aging.
I know.
I mean, I feel like I'm 20 on the inside now, and I've stopped aging. About 6 months after my awakening started, I stopped aging.
Oh, she says because my grandson is driving. I thought it was really cool. My father never had any of my kids drive them. That's a new family tradition. Of course, we're going to probably have jet cars by the time the next generation's there. So they'll be driving up in the sky. So I don't know if I want them to drive me around then.
I saw when we were at House on the Rock, somebody went through the parking lot as we were leaving, and they were on a What are those things called that's got two wheels? You stand on them, and they're motorized. What are they called? You know them things that they stand up on and they ride around on them, and there's like two wheels.
Are the wheels like parallel to them?
Yeah, to their feet.
Okay.
Yeah,
don't know
that's
what
the
it's called.
Segway. Okay, somebody went through there on one that had one wheel, and it was in between their feet. And that looked so stupid. I looked right at Christy and I said, you know what? That's about the laziest form of taking a walk I've ever seen. You're just standing there, moving. You're not even. It's about the laziest form of taking a walk I've ever seen.
He says, Virgil says, that's my best friend on there, Reg. Tommy Gallagher, the dad of Noel and Liam Gallagher from Manchester. Band Oasis. Loads of pictures on there. Known them all my life.
Oh.
That's interesting. Lisa says they have them all over Columbus. Kimmy says, like the skates with pop out roll. Like the skates with pop out roller
Skates.
roll skates.
They've got like they made like shoes you can just walk in, but they got wheels inside them, and you can pop them out and start roller skating.
What?
Yeah, I think that's what she's talking about.
Kimmy, you're going to have to wear a pair on your show next time and alert us to the fact that you're wearing them so we can see them. How do I get my name on here again? I forgot. You have to go to
You
StreamYard
have to log in, go into StreamYard, and
give them
log
permission.
in through Facebook in StreamYard, and give them permission. Yep. Yep.
Kimmy says, yeah, that's it. You'll be calling 911.
I wouldn't call 911. I think some of the cutest waitresses in history were those on roller skates doing curbside service
And the other ones all work
back
at
in the
Hooters.
day.
And all the other ones work at Hooters.
Well, back in the day, they didn't have Hooters.
Somebody told me that.
I think if I ever get rich,
You're gonna start a Hooters.
I'm gonna open a like an owl sanctuary and call it Hooters, just to see how many people look me up on Google and show up in the driveway.
Oh, Reggie. Oh, that did not go anywhere. I mean, that was like a rock. That one dropped really fast.
I'm gonna call it Hooters.
Owl Sanctuary and call it Hooters. Okay, we heard it here.
Can't go to bed, Lisa. Come on.
Good night, Lisa.
Oh, I see how it is. I see how it is.
It's all okay.
Mm.
I'm going to breakfast tomorrow morning. I got to drop off my old truck and get a strap put on my gas tank. And then I'm coming home, and then we're going to go tomorrow afternoon. We're going to go look at a Chevy. I can't think of the name right now.
I'm in the market for some cars. I got the classic car fever again.
it's a tow vehicle, so I could do a Grand Cherokee, but it's not my kind of truck. I need like a Acadia. Acadia, I think, is a Chevy, and I have one up at a dealer up in Kenosha right now that I can go up and look at. I'm looking for black on black. About 2 years old.
Man, when I look,
And now we got the 25s out. So it would be a 23.
man, I wouldn't even consider it. I'm looking for another vehicle, but it's one of them I'm looking at is a 1950 Dodge.
Well, if you can get a 50 Dodge, where are you going to work on it?
What do you mean, where am I going to work on it? I'll figure it out.
You got to work on it, right? You got to have a place to work on it.
I mean, it's pathetic to me when people spend $15,000 to $50,000 on a brand new vehicle when you could pick up like two running 1960s classic cars for 15, and they're easier to work on. They're more reliable. They're all you can make them. You can adjust them with a screwdriver.
If I'm going back, it's not going to be one of the ones you're going to get pick up for 15,000.
What's that?
Okay. If I said that if it was me, I wouldn't be able to go and pick up two of them for 15,000 when one of them would be like 35 to 39,000.
Are you talking about the new vehicles?
I'm talking about going ahead and grabbing something like you could do a what was the old Oldsmobile? They were all muscle cars.
Are you talking about the 60s and 50s?
60s.
Oh yeah.
I had a Fairlane
cool.
GT 390.
Yeah.
That was just unbelievable for a Ford and was lighter than a lot of the Chevys. So you had the 396, the Chevelles.
Yeah.
Chevelle and
I was just saying if you weren't too picky.
No.
If you picked up, what I mean is, as far as money goes, people spend $20,000 or more on a new vehicle, and you could go on Craigslist and in less than 10 minutes find a running 60s car or a 50s car even for less than $10,000. And that's so much more. That's so much more classier, and you can like fix them with a screwdriver. You don't have these $2,000 chips that the company screws you out of, and all this. You don't have to repair them ever because they work forever.
Virgil says I need to spell my name for my American audience. Vogel Kane, Voygel.
Oh,
he says she'd want an old VW bus. Who wouldn't?
They're cool.
But then you got to have the chicks that go with it. And we'd have to go back to a little spot up in the east in New York, upstate New York.
If you ever get up to Illinois and you get a chance to go to Ashmore Estates, Robin Terry's got a mystery machine.
A real one.
Yeah, he's got like the Scooby-Doo mystery machine. It's like so cool. It's painted
And
up
Scotty
just
is-
like in the cartoon.
And my mentor, Scotty Work, actually has a Ghostbusters car.
Yeah, he turned a minivan into the Ecto 22. That's pretty cool.
And if you went to my page, that's the big picture on my page at the
Oh,
top.
the cover photo.
Yeah. But I look a little different because my beard is longer. And
In that picture, you were about 2 years younger too.
really?
Yeah, that was a while ago. That was the first time you guys all went to Old Baraboo
Right.
Inn.
Old Bear movie.
That was when Nick made your first episode on Paraflix.
I hope Nick makes a lot of other episodes on
Yeah.
Paraflix.
But that was the first episode of Paraflix is the night of when that picture was taken.
Oh, and I wanted to let everybody know too that our friend Bill Walter from Broadhead had a successful mini Paracon and fundraiser for Broadhead for the Rough,
Yeah, that's so cool.
and so
I really wish
they're
I
actually
could have gone.
they're actually doing a roof on there. I don't know how much of a roof they're doing on there or what kind it's going to be, but it should stabilize the building a lot better.
Why do I
And
keep
that's-
hearing water sounds?
Water sounds.
It sounds like water flowing through my speakers.
You're not operating out of a submarine tonight, are you?
Somebody trying to talk to me?
Could be.
Hello? That is cool.
Yes, you can,
Can you
Virgil.
hear that?
Vogel.
Can't you
Oh,
hear
no.
that?
No.
It's coming out loudly around your voice.
Hello.
It sounds like
No.
flowing water. Like a waterfall or a...
Is it Is it an interference like a phone? Because I had a phone laying there. How about now?
No,
There's
they're showing me
There's a
whoever it is.
there
It's
is
coming
a
back through again.
well, there's a furnace. A furnace. What is it? The wheel's going right now for air conditioning. Virgil wants to ask a question. Go ahead, Virgil.
Yeah, go ahead.
I may not be able to answer it because it may incriminate me, but Reggie's not worried about any of that stuff anyway. So just let your answer.
Yeah, it's
Barbara hears it.
a waterfall or something. It's like rapids. The sound that I'm hearing through there.
That's return. Cold air return. Sounds like.
Not in this apartment. It's actually coming out of my...
You're not, Reggie. You're not in your apartment. You're in that house.
No, what I mean is it's coming from the speakers of the television.
Maybe some people say don't fear the dead. It's the living that will harm you, but that isn't always true. My friend worked in a funeral home. One day, a coffin with a big guy, and it slipped off the top shelf and crushed him. Pathologist said death would have been instantaneous. Boy, I miss him. Any thoughts? Don't go underneath a coffin that's on a shelf with a big guy in it.
That's man. I don't know how to answer that one because
Oh my God!
I
And
mean,
then we met.
I know. You know, spiritual energy can move things in that, but there's that possibility that the shelf was just bad. It would depend on whether or not the shelf was busted, like if the shelf broke during the process, or if it literally just moved.
It was an accident. Period.
Right, but if it slipped off the shelf, it might have been because of the shelf caved in as it was slipping off.
Yeah, but it would still be an accident, correct? And he sort of.
Right. But I mean, you can lean more towards something spiritual if the coffin just slipped off the shelf and there was no damage to the shelf. Like if that shelf
was a big guy in it, it just sort of slipped right off the shelf.
Yeah, kind of like the light bulbs came off the wall. You know,
you think they're going to move a big guy in a coffin?
It could have been the energy of the big guy trying to get back into his body or something.
Did that friend of yours do something to this big guy? Or
probably not.
And we're not trying to make fun of your friend.
No, I just it's kind of a hard call on that one.
Yeah, real hard.
On what could have caused that, because you gotta know what the condition of the shelf was and everything, and
it's gonna be an awfully big shelf.
And the universe, you don't always know what the reason is, but there's always a reason for everything.
Right. And then
and it's hard to explain, very hard to explain. But his spirit was probably needed in some way, shape, or form.
You look pretty good, Reggie, when you're on the screen. You know that? You're right up there now. You're up there.
Yeah. Well, this is, a touchy question.
It is.
So I kind of lean forward into the.
But at the same time, it's an accident, I would say.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put too much thought into it. Len Dorman says, back again, just ate a slice of my birthday cake. Red velvet with cream cheese icing and red icing lumps over it. I don't know. Len.
I saw your post the other day, Lynn, on your birthday, and you were saying how crappy a birthday it was. You weren't celebrating nothing. Lawnmower wouldn't start.
Right. But now that you're on here,
you decided to do it a day later. I see.
Now that you're on here, we're all going to sing "Happy Birthday,"
and you're making me hungry.
Reg, aren't we going to sing "Happy Birthday" to him? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to
this is where I get shy.
You're not singing, Reggie.
That's where I get shy.
Birthday, dear Lenny. Happy birthday to you, and many more. There you go.
Yeah, I get a little shy sometimes.
We don't. There's not too many shows that go ahead and sing "Happy Birthday" to you, do there? Is there? Do there? Proper English, Greg. Barbara, we're waiting for your birthday because.
Uh-oh.
You got another guest?
No,
Somebody's in the room. What happened to that other one that was coming into the room?
I don't know that they're coming.
Okay, give me a minute because I'm going to do the same thing you did a while ago. These 2-hour shows are killer. Okay, I'll be right back.
All right.
Keep it going.
Oh, he said keep it going. I got all quiet because I'm looking up something. I'm looking up something. I'm going to cheat. Here I go, Lynn. I'm going to try to cheat on this one. Got my remote in hand. There you go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to dear one. Happy birthday to you.
For Lynn.
From good friends and true. From old friends and new. May good luck go with you. And happiness too.
There you go. How'd that sound? Probably woke up Christy. Uh-oh. Might be in trouble now. I might be in big trouble now. Oh my. I have a birthday coming the 15th. Don't like them anymore. I see that, Donna. Yeah, I just basically kind of float through a birthday like it's not there. Because I don't age anymore. I'm done aging. It's over. Oh, no problem, Lynn. No, it's still not, Donna. It's still not. I think you got to go to if you look in Facebook under the apps, different apps, type in StreamYard and click on it. And I believe you can log in as whoever you are with that account. And then from there on out, your name will start popping up. I believe. Could be wrong, but I think that's how you do it. You got to go into the apps of Facebook or whatever and click on it. Like group settings, or I forget where it's at. It's in your settings. And you can go to the apps and actually click on StreamYard. And then it'll ask you if you accept StreamYard to be able to access your whatever, and you just got to say yes all the way through it, and then your name will be popping up. But it'll be within that personal account, whatever one you're using. Am I getting any feelings about Russia? That's kind of a hard question to answer. From the start, and I'm just going to say it, I never felt like Russia was fighting a war. And they're following the leadership of Putin. So it's hard to human beings are gonna, for the most part, they're gonna follow suit with what they were brought up as, who they're led by. And so the unconditional love towards Russia is there. Russia in general, it's not their fault they got snowed into all this. But I never looked at Russia as fighting a war. I look at what Putin ordered them to do as nothing but murder. And it drives me insane to read news articles about Russia, Putin or whoever, crying about how Ukraine hit them with a drone or something. Well, why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? You just murdered half their country. The rest of the country had to flee. They lost their homes. They lost their lives. Half of the Ukrainians should go to Russia and bitch slap Putin. That's what should happen. It bothers me. It's all about the government of Russia. The people of Russia, they can't help where they were born. And they're being led around by somebody that is steering them completely wrong. And like me, I want to say probably a quarter to a half of Russia knows that and don't like Putin, but they're not going to say nothing because they are where they are. And so
see that what's on there?
Oh,
that was going to be Lenny's birthday cake. But as it turned out, I couldn't find a candle.
Oh, I played him happy birthday.
Yeah, I heard that.
I just picked a random happy birthday offline and just played it out loud.
I just thought I'd try to go ahead and do something unusual.
And I apologize if anybody that's still viewing disagrees with what I just said. But because I'm not, it's not about the people of Russia. It's about the leadership of Russia. Because once again, they can't help with their living their whole lives, or how they've been brainwashed, or whatever the case may be. They're innocent. You know, it's the leadership. And so, yeah, I know.
That's karma.
I'm going
That's
to
karma.
tell you right now, going through, I'll bet you going through Ukraine right now with the spirit box, you would get a lot, an absolute ton
There are a lot of Ukrainian people that are here.
of spirit that would come through. Oh, okay, Lynn. Yeah. I wasn't sure if I was wording that right. If I'm frustrated, sometimes I get to wording stuff the way I didn't mean to word it, and I let the frustration get the best of me sometimes. But
It's almost 9:30.
oh, okay.
So if you want to call it at 9:30,
Yeah, we can.
I think we've done our job tonight. Look at all those birthday cakes that are up there.
I'll just throw it out there. The other day, I'll just say it because it's too late now anyway, I'm sure. The other day, Katie Stafford
Yeah.
sent me a number to text her because she noticed I was throwing out all those StreamYard links at him all the time. Whenever we thought, we might want them on or whatever. And she was messaging me back. And Katie and KD probably would have both been on here to say hello if they didn't have a bunch of family over tonight. She was kind of waiting until the family left, but I don't think they've left yet.
Oh, you mean tonight?
Yeah, tonight.
They were on Friday.
Yeah, we're going to be getting going here in a minute, Barbara. We're getting going here in just a minute.
So if anybody else has one more question, go and throw it in the room. I got to get ready for tomorrow night. Metaphysical Crossing tomorrow night. And guess who's coming on, Reggie?
I don't know. I don't know which week this is.
Bigfoot and the Bunny.
Oh, okay. Cool.
We'll have Carly and Becca and Carly on, and been doing some interesting stuff, so could be interesting.
Cool. They're through.
And then we have,
fireworks.
and then the day after that, we have Perfectly Normal Paranormal Communication.
Yep.
And then the Shadow Hour. And then I have one more week till Thursday, and then I'll be gone.
Hmm.
And then I'll be in Ontario.
Yeah.
And then I pull my passport out. Get up there, and I thought you was going to ask a question.
Who's that?
Barbara.
I might end it with my high-speed video. Maybe.
Right. So,
See if I can find it. You gotta let me find it first. Can't end it yet. Hold on a minute. I'm looking.
There are an awful lot of cakes on there, Len. Oh, that was a big one.
When are you coming to Ireland, Greg? Jenny's asking.
I don't know, Jenny. Probably the sooner the better, huh?
I'm going to make a grand appearance there one of these days. I'm going to wait for Jenny to be in one of those castles, and I'm going to have my Star family land me on the roof of the castle in a UFO.
You may really get everybody shook up by doing that.
Not after they see me coming out of it, then they'll be fine.
Yeah, that's for sure.
They'll be like, "Oh, that's
Whoa!
that's a
Whoa!
friend." Yeah, that'd be great.
You have to come. You have to be back on my show, Jenny. Coming up this fall. That'd be great to have you back on. We have so much to talk about. And we can talk about. I will try and make my way over, Reggie Randall. You can come to Ireland anytime. We go to too many castles. We go to many castles.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
If she comes over here, that'd be awesome. We could take you to a bunch of spots. Of course, we'd have to go ahead and blindfold you before we put you in the car, so you never know which direction we're going in that. But that's supposed to be funny.
Oh. Yeah, I want to try and find this castle my dad was always talking about.
Where was it?
I can't get back that far in my family history. I've been looking for family or whatever, but when my family came over, they're Rhinesdale, and my dad used to talk about how he knew of a castle on the Rhine River that was our family at one time. Way back when. Way too far back for me to be able to find enough information on it. So I don't know where he got it.
Where was it? In Ireland? Jenny asked. Is it in Ireland or where is it?
I don't know. My dad just said on the Rhine River.
That's in Germany.
We got German and Dutch, and I mean, in my family, we and Scottish. I found a lot of Scottish on my mom's side.
You could go down the Rhine River then, and I'll just go over by Jenny and wait for you to get done over there.
Oh, okay.
So it's
Yeah,
8:30. Did you find?
If you know the castle that had Rhinesdales living in it,
I don't know.
I don't know.
Did you find that video?
What video?
You
Oh
were
yeah,
looking for it.
yeah, I did.
Okay. We're gonna say goodnight to everybody.
Okay.
Absolutely awesome having all you wonderful people here tonight. In
Oh, yeah.
the comment section. You guys have been awesome. And for those still here with us, have a great evening. And hope to see you around on the other shows. And be safe.
Oh yeah. Have a good night. We love
Good
you
night.
all with all our heart.